guys. So we are back with our second part of this application of this project we are creating for a shopping application, an e-commerce application in Flutter. So in the last lesson, we went through the very basic steps on how we would implement the provider package and how we would use our main.dart file to run the material average change notify provider, and in terms of returning, it returns as the inventory. So inventory is going to be a very important thing here. So now what we are going to do is we are going to create a list of items. We are going to create a model class. So I'll just go into the model. I'll create a new dart file by the name of items. Okay, so inside this items, I'll create a new class. So inside this class, I'll create a constructor. So these are the items, and what these are going to do is these are going to take various inputs about the product. It can be their ID, it can be their name, price, quantity, pictures. So we will need to initialize those variables first. So let us just do that here. So I create a string. So the string will be the name and the picture, and then I'll create some integer variables, which will be the ID, it will be the price, and the quantity. So now we are going to initialize those variables inside our constructor. So this will be this dot quantity, this dot name, this dot ID, and this dot pick, and this dot price. So this is our model class. It has been created. So now I'll tell you how we will use that. I will use this in our inventory. So coming back to our inventory, so this will, take the product information which will be used to create the items list, and this will also refer to the cart page. So whenever we have anything which is going to from our product list to the cart page, so this page, this our Dart file, this particular file is going to work in the back end and pass on the information everywhere else. So moving ahead, we will need some global variables that will be of type list, and this will take the items, and the items will are coming from the inventory, and it is automatically imported that file here. So this is going to take some items, and for now it is a blank list. And then again, we'll need one more list from the same items, and we'll take this as a cart, as this is going to push details to the cart, and this for now is also a blank item. So also we would always need information about which product or which item is currently selected, so that that can be passed on to the cart using our change notifier and notify listeners. About notify listeners, we'll come back to that in a while. So I'll take some items and I'll initialize it saying active item, and for now I'll keep it null. So what is this saying here? Removing initializer. Okay, we don't need to worry about that as of now. So we'll just leave that here. So now inside the inventory, we'll also need a constructor. So let us go ahead and create a constructor for this inventory class. So what this is going to take is this is going to take items. This is going to take our list, our product list, which I have already copy pasted here. So I'm not going to write it from scratch. So now what we are going to do is inside this we are going to take underscore items, and this inside this I'm going to paste this. Okay, so here we are. Well, I actually typed product model here. I should have used the item. Give me a minute. Let me just change that. I'll just do that here. Okay, so we are done with this part here. So now as you can see inside the constructor inventory, we have the list of items which is pointing toward all the different items here. And inside the items, we have different details like the ID, the quantity, name of the product, its price, and the picture. So I've uploaded the picture to the Firebase storage right now, and I'm using the direct link from there to upload these pictures in our file here. So whenever we want to send information to the provider, we need to use a function which is provided by Flutter and it's called notify listener. So we'll use the notify listeners here as this will pass on the information to the other part. So whenever we update any value, we need to call this function. Now we also need get functions, the getter functions to make this information available to the outside world. To use the get functions, we will assign the get uh, uh, in front of all the variables needed. So what we are going to do now is we are taking a list of items, okay, and we are going to get underscore items, which would point toward, we don't need underscore here. So we would be using that here. And I made a typo here. Let me just correct that. Okay, I have some error. Okay, I didn't point it toward the function. All right, so we are done now. Okay, so other than this, we also need to get the products. We need to get the cart. So this is going to point toward the cart. And then we need the active products. So we are going to get this to get active items, which will point towards active items. Once again. Okay, so we have now changed it to active items. So this is what we will be using further ahead to make this information more usable, and these getter functions will help us getting all the information that is required and that will be needed to pass on to the next variables. So I'll see you ahead in the next lesson. So till then, stay tuned. I'll very soon upload the next video about the same. Thank you. Have a great